On today's podcast, I share my truth. It's 5 minutes with an invitation for your permission slip to share your own. These are some powerful words. I'm a little nervous sharing this. I shed a tear before I recorded it because it feels very raw, real, and honest, as my dear friend Liz Benny would say. So please listen. Have some love and compassion in your heart for me. And if these words land, please share them with me and send me a message. But I'm going to stop delaying the show. So without further ado, here's today's episode. Welcome back to another episode of the Mind of George Show. Today is going to be pretty short, and I'm a little nervous to share it. So occasionally I get hit with a writing bug. I get hit with some words that feel like the only way out of my body and out of my existence is on paper. And I learned one of the biggest life lessons ever as an entrepreneur about a year ago. And once I learned this lesson, and once I fixed this lesson, once I applied a new behavior, everything got really, really easy. And in this behavior and in this breakthrough, one day I was struck with the itch to write. And I wrote what might call a poem or words or something. But today's episode is a very short episode where I share my words with you and hope they inspire you, they reach you, they connect with you, and give you clarity in your life, in your business. And so without further ado, let me read you my words. I am dying. Time is precious, and dishonesty speeds up the process. I have spent most of my 39 years on this planet lying as a child to avoid being hit, punished, or targeted, lying as a teenager to avoid being bullied, beat up, or shamed, lying as a Marine to survive a physical and political war where I was just a pawn, and lying as an entrepreneur to hide the immense fear, insecurity, and shame that I harbored. All these lies carrying the weight of the universe, shackling my mind, my body, my heart, and my soul, bonding me to scarcity, prison, and mediocrity, altering my programming and distorting my reality. Lying is a slippery slope lacking a stop, a cancer whose only effective course of treatment is truth, immediate, thorough, and drastic honesty, a cure that requires meticulous intention, attention, and work to maintain its efficacy. A cure very much like a muscle that must be flexed as much as I breathe, flexing it with honest thoughts and feelings, flexing it with honest conversations and actions, understanding that when I choose to stop flexing, I am self-imposing the shackles I so desperately wanted to remove. At the end of this ride, my only remaining essence is a permanent record of my integrity tattooed into the universe. A beautiful tattoo when prioritized over everything else. A tattoo where every fiber of every line carries the full expression of my unique story, perspective, and gifts. One that is beautifully displayed, calling the attention of those aligned and positively imprinting those who are just passing by. A tattoo whose beauty and message becomes more powerful with every flex of that truth muscle. My truth is all I own, and the depth of my relationship with it determines my success. My biggest struggle as an entrepreneur wasn't lying to everybody else. It was lying to myself. It was me being uncomfortable being me. Me being uncomfortable acknowledging my imposter syndrome. When you asked me how my morning was, saying sad. When you asked how I felt, saying scared. It was my constant practice of lying to myself and expressing that to others that created the biggest prison that I have ever lived in. And honesty and integrity are the two biggest things that we can take home with us. And they're the two biggest needle movers in our life. Because there is no perfect, there's just human. And the more human we are willing to be with ourselves, the more human we are willing to be with everybody else. And the more human you are with everybody, the deeper connections, the deeper the relationships, and the deeper the results that always create a positive return in nature. But it always starts and ends with our level of honesty with ourselves and with the world around us. And so if you were looking for a permission slip, you have it. If you're scared, send me a DM. If you're afraid, send me a DM. But in this world, the world wants all of you, and you can't be the brightest light in the world if you're dimming it yourself. Your story, your voice, your truth is the true difference maker that nobody compete with you with. But it starts with your willingness to flex that muscle with yourself and be okay in the process, that we don't have to have it all figured out, that we don't have to have all the answers, that the best part of being a human being is the ups and downs. Because all too often we chase a flat line, we chase predictability, we chase stagnation, we chase comfort, we chase all of these things. But yet the most precious thing we have is a heartbeat. And if you were to look at the EKG of a heartbeat, there are ups and there are downs. And the thing that most people wish for is that their life and business was flat and predictable. But when it comes to our heartbeat, that equals death. And the fastest path to enjoy the ride and express your greatest gift as a human being is to be integrous with yourself and those around you every step of your journey, every step of the way. And so thank you for listening. Thank you for allowing me to share my words. If they resonated with you, send me a DM. If I can help you, send me a DM. You know how to get a hold of me. My Instagram is It's George Bryant, and we are here to support you. But I want you to remember that at the end of the day, the true key that unlocks all freedom is honesty and integrity. So that's my invitation for you today. I love you. I appreciate you. And I can't wait to see you in the next episode. So have a beautiful day. And remember that relationships will always beat algorithms.